We're on to the fourth song on In Somnia, which is Immobilized. As usual, I'm going to go and start with the guitar parts, followed by the lyrics afterwards in the next video. There's actually a lot of content in the song, but it's mostly contained in those lyrics, which I will focus on in the next video. But there is some interplay between these two parts, so it's definitely important to, get the riffs figured out first before I start talking about how that plays in with the writing of the song. So the guitars are pretty simple. The song's written over basically 3 different riffs. It's in E. The mode is probably Phrygian because the only 2 chords are E minor and an F natural add 9. So the song kicks off with an E power chord, followed by a slowly strummed out E minor. We repeat this for the second bar. And then we go to an F power chord, to an F add 9, and then a repeat of the E. So let's go straight into the verse. Again, we start off with an E power chord, and then we alternate between the 1 in the octave and the 5. That's E and B. And then the 3 and the 5. That's an open G and the same B, and then back to the 1 and 5. So that whole thing together. Just like before, we play that twice, and then we go to the F add 9. Back to the E. So the third and final riff is based on sort of the same idea. We start with the power chord, and then we strum down the open notes on the first, second, and third string. Like before, we go to the F natural. Because the arrangement of these riffs is kind of important, I'll go over that, even though we're just playing the same riffs in a different order. After the chorus, we go back to the intro with some bass leads underneath. The second verse is the same riff. Then after that, instead of going to the third riff, we go back into the intro riff and we get a bass solo. Now I'm not really here to do bass tabs since I pretty much write all of my bass lines at the very end, right before I go to record. And I do it pretty much on the spot, so most of the bass in my music, it's sort of written as an improvised lead. It's the same way that John Entwistle would have played bass for The Who. After that, for the final verse, we go to the third riff. And this change is actually pretty meaningful to what happens in the story, but I'll save that for the next video. The very end of the song does transition straight into Insomnia, so when we get to the F, it just cuts off at that second power chord. And that's pretty much it for the guitar parts.